guys. I thought I'd just pop on and try and do a quick video. I don't think it will go very long because I haven't charged my phone and I don't have it plugged in this time, so I think I'll probably run out of juice pretty quickly. But I wanted to show you a couple of things. I can't even think, so now I'm going to get there. Every time I start recording, well, not every time, a lot of the times I get hiccups. I wonder if it's an anxiety thing, I don't know. I don't feel anxious, but I get the hiccups, so excuse me if I continue to hiccup. I'm also still struggling. I had some scary episodes just before Christmas and over Christmas, and they continued for about 3.5 weeks. The first day I thought I was having a stroke, and as a result I'm still having problems with my speech. Along with that, I've experienced an enormous amount of fatigue and pain, especially from the waist down. So that means that I've been really struggling to walk, to stand, to sit. Even sitting is painful. The only relief I was getting was putting my legs up. The last 2 days I've been okay. It's almost like a switch has been flicked. I don't know what's changed. But yeah, it put my parcel wrapping way behind. I've pushed myself ridiculously hard to try and get things done. Today I'm feeling ridiculously nauseous, partly because it is very hot and very humid, and I've been pushing myself really hard, and I've been outside cleaning the car and running to the post office and all sorts of stuff. I've also had Willow. Willow's been a bit unwell again, so I was out yesterday. I had appointments. I met up with someone, and I had to get some medication and some dressings for Willow. So I'm trying to manage her as well again. So I've been it's all happening, and I've got all this other stuff happening at home. But anyway, I wanted to share this firstly. This is something that I'd forgotten about. This little box I saved from my great uncle's house when we were going through cleaning the house out before it went to auction. This is one of the things that I grabbed before it went in the bin. I'd forgotten all about it. It's not as old as I thought it was, 1984. I actually thought it was a lot older than that. However, I forgot I'd saved it, and it's been sitting over at my mum and dad's. Anyway, yesterday when I called over there to drop the car back, Dad called me in and told me that he'd saved this box for me. But not only had he saved it, he has made the original lid was missing, which, you know, I never even gave it a second thought. I'm aware that there's a lid missing, but, you know, I didn't even think about it. So Dad made this lid for it, and he gave it to me yesterday, and I'd forgotten about the box, but I thought how sweet that was that he'd made the lid for me for this box. Okay, next thing I wanted to show you. I called in for a quick visit to my friend yesterday because she's waiting very patiently for me to restore a spinning wheel for her. I've had it for a few months now, but I've had so many other things going on, I haven't been able to get it done for her. I've actually asked my dad today to do it instead. But while I was there, I grabbed a couple of things. I've got to stop grabbing stuff. So I grabbed some of these from her shop because I use these in a lot of the slow stitching I do. Sometimes I put some into the kits that are going out as well with all these textiles and things I'm getting rid of. I mean, this bag was only $1.50 for them. Sometimes I pay much more for these, but anyway, not at that shop necessarily. But I picked these up yesterday. There's some good colours. I try to go for unusual or uncommon colours as well because, as I said, I use them in my slow stitching. I think these are good for cantha stitching or the running stitch style of stitching. And I use them in the needle books that I make, especially when I do the edging and whatnot. So I picked those up. I picked up some paper piecing things. I mean, I looked at these and thought, oh man, I've been looking for something like this so I can do the fussy cutting. And then I got it home and I thought, when am I going to use those shapes? So I don't know if I'll actually use those. And I often, if I see them for a good price, anywhere really, I will pick up some paper piecing. This one I believe is for, yeah, Dresden plate. I haven't done a Dresden plate yet and I don't have the circles, so I saw these there. What were that? $2 for that one. These big squares. And again, I mean, honestly, if they're going to be that big, unless I'm putting different shapes around them, I could have just stitched the squares together. I'm just realising. Some more hexagons. What are they? 1 1/4 inch for $3. 1 1/4 inch for $2. 1 inch for $3, and another. They look like another 1 inch. So I picked those up because I will use those. Maybe not straight away, but what else is there? I often pick up pins if I see them. Apart from the fact that I'm really good at losing my pins, these are also good to put in the packs that I send out when I get to them. So these were like $1.50. It looks like they're all $1.50. These bigger packets, that one was $2. These dressmakers pins, these ones are good. I used to, when my grandmother was a dressmaker and she used to specialise in wedding dresses, and I always liked those ones. They just go through a lot of fabrics. And another Dorcas one. I haven't even opened that one to see what's in there. What else have I got in my bag of tricks? Oh, more. I'll get to those in a minute, guys. Some buttons. So these ones on the cards are good to put in the packs. They've got a nice flash in them. They're just plain, but they look good on the cards when you put them in packs. These ones I picked up because they've got, look at that flash. It's almost pearlescent. And these ones are mother of pearl. So they had to come home with me, and they were only about, I think they were about $2 for that pack, so I was pretty stoked with that one. I also I picked this up. I haven't even opened it yet. What was it? $1. So I picked this up because actually I've just realised my chat wasn't turned on. So some of you like to have a chat while I'm doing this, and I haven't been able to see if any of you have been commenting. I apologise for that. I'd forgotten to turn it on. So this one, I'm assuming it's like a, yeah, that's what I thought it might have been. So it's not exactly a lanyard. I've seen these sorts of things made out of other materials, and it can be worn as a necklace just around your neck, or you can tie it off, or you can wear it as a belt if you're small enough. So I believe this is oldish, at least vintage, certainly not antique, I don't think. But I picked that up because I thought I'd be able to put bits of it, sections of it, in some slow stitching, but it's not quite what I expected. And I reckon if I was to cut it, they'd all just fall off. But anyway, that is something that I could put to good use in some way or another. And as I said, $1 for all those beads. They're glass beads. I also picked up, I got this ribbon, which doesn't look like that much at first. It was $1, but the way it works, that's probably no good because it's been cut through the thing. The way it works, I believe, is you fold that in half and then you sew. You've got a handmade tab and then there's a little image on the other side. So you can sew that into things that you make. So I thought that one was pretty cool. It looks like it's only from the reject shop. Goodness knows how long ago. I can't see a date on it. Okay, and then I've got these ones I took out of bags because I used the bags earlier. This lace I thought was quite interesting. And I think that was $1 a bag, and I think there's 3 meters in each. Got this bit of lace, 50 cents, and it's a woven, like a bobbin sort of lace, a woven lace. This one is just a really fine cotton. It's quite pretty. 2 meters for 50 cents. This one, 2 meters. This is another cotton on tulle. Vintage lace. Where's the... I thought that was quite pretty. That would be nice to use in some projects. What else have I got in here? Oh, and I picked these up. Now, I don't use these as much as I used to, but again, they're good to put in the packs if I'm moving stuff on, just throw some extra bits in. So these were all, that one's made in Taiwan. I've got to look up the age of some of these. They're my favourite types. I love these screw-in ones with the wooden or bamboo frames. So that one was $2.50. Then we've got these smaller ones, they're for $2. Again, that one's made in Taiwan. They're just really nice quality hoops. This little one for $1.50, isn't it sweet? And this one, I think this one will stay in my collection. I've done a little bit of research on this one because I haven't seen one like it before. $2.50. You can see this has been bound. Now, the research I've done says that this may have potentially had velvet on it, or felt, I think. I haven't undone this to see if there's any felt under there. It doesn't feel like there is, but potentially there may have been at one stage because, look, that looks like brass. It's got a bit of damage there. It's a spring hoop. And again, I've never seen one like this before. The research I've done has said that they're very rare. I don't know if that's true. It looks like they were made in the early 1900s up to the 50s from my research. And I could be wrong. You know, I'm happy to be corrected. But that's what I've found online at the moment. So pick those up. Oh, and the last things I got from there were, look at these. I might even keep one of these myself. Aren't they great? What were they? $2. So I picked those up. Then I had to go, I think as I mentioned, I had appointments yesterday. And when I go for my appointments, I've got a routine. I go to the pharmacy afterwards and then I go up to the op shop and then I go to the IGA and buy a salad for myself and chicken for Willow, and then we go to the beach and have our lunch and go to the beach. But at the op shop yesterday, I didn't get anything. There was nothing really there. I got this. This is what they had. It was a couple of dollars. It's this big shopping like tote bag with this upholstery fabric it's made from. So the whole bag's made of this upholstery fabric. It's sort of veloury, velvety. It's very heavy. And then it's lined with this silk, which is really cool. But there's a panel on the front of this tapestry, There's bits of wool missing. I don't know if they've worn or it's worn away or it just hasn't been completed, but there are bits missing. And then this has been stitched on it. So it's quite a heavy piece. I'm assuming it may have been a necklace because it's been anchored here and here, but I thought that was really cool. So I bought that one to put my shopping in instead of buying another bloody shopping bag. I've got shopping bags that are breeding like rabbits and I keep donating them. When I had my own vehicle, I used to keep them in the boot. So if I needed one, I could just go to the car and get one out while I was out. But as I don't have my own car anymore, or at the moment, I'm not able to do that. So if I forget to put one in my handbag that morning and I need a bag while I'm out, I end up buying another bag. So that one came home with me instead of a shopping bag. Now, I'm bumping you guys a lot there, I apologise. Next thing I wanted to show you, that same friend who owns that shop, every now and then she'll save bits and pieces for me that she thinks she won't be able to sell, or they're not in great condition, or whatever the case may be. And yesterday, once again, and her husband gave me another little baggie with some pieces in it. And I have to share these because some of them are absolutely stunning. And I was so overwhelmed. So the first thing was some of this. Sorry, noisy car going past. Some of this hand crocheted edging. There were 3 pieces of this and I've already gifted 1 piece. So it's just a cotton, as you can see, quite a chunky. Can you hear the little dog next door? She's a little Frenchie. She's a bit cute. I can't remember her name. So there's a couple of them. Then, and she's given me some pieces that have been cut like this before, and I wondered whether the other pieces from last year weren't the same kind. They were more like, I can't remember what they're called now, I'm sorry. This is another issue I've been having a lot of lately. I'm forgetting the names of things after these episodes I've had. So she's given me a few of these, which I wonder if someone had cut them to use as bunting maybe, because they're already cut like this. This is all hand embroidered and hand crocheted. But I know I will use these. I've got an idea for some of them already. And then these bits, where's the front? That one. And then, oh my gosh, she's really barking today. Oh look, that does match, I wasn't sure. So that one's pretty, isn't it? That's all hand embroidered as well. Lola, is that her name? No, I don't think it's Lola. Oh, and this one. It's got some rust on it, but look at those flowers. Okay. Then there's a bit of a collection of these cotton doilies. You can see that one's got stains on it, but I reckon they'll probably soak up quite well. These heavier cotton ones I don't tend to use as much, but I still think that I will be able to utilise some of them. That one's got funny yellow, like it's almost looks like a pale yellow and white variegated thread. It's not a consistent, maybe it is. I thought it was staining at first, but maybe it's the thread. Don't worry, I think these treasures get better as they go along. They do get a bit more exciting. I'm just trying to see the front. I think that's the front of that one. This one, I really like this one. She's got some holes. It is hand embroidered, and this is a woven lace edge. And there's some tears in that, but I really like that, and I'd really like to utilise that in a project. This one's a pretty one, hand crocheted. I don't think there's a thing wrong with that one. I like that one. And this one, I've had one similar to this before and I've used it. Actually, there's a couple of tears in here, and that's good because the one I had last time I chopped up and used the medallions for different things. I don't know if anyone's commenting again, but I'm not watching. I'm just checking to see if any. No, it doesn't look like any of you have said anything. This what's that called? But see, I've lost the words again. Battenberg. This one looks like it's had mould. Got a mould spot there, but that's okay. We might be able to get that out. There's the front of it. It's a cotton one. This one's really sweet. It's a damask, a linen damask. And I don't know if you can see, can you see the pattern in it? It's got some stains on it, but we'll give her a soak. Is that the front or the back? That's the front. And this has been all done, all hemmed by hand, Italian hem stitching with that pulled, withdrawn thread work. So that's a lovely piece, that one. Then we've got, I love these bits too. A lot of people don't like these. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the white on white. Just trying to see, yes, that's the front. This linen with the crocheted lace border. I really like these pieces. I think they'd be great to add to something, a piece. I can imagine, you know, one of those big cloths like the Roxy sisters did this year, the project, and then embroider something on there. This is beautiful, look at that. Now, I think that's cotton. It looks a bit like linen, but I think it's cotton. And then it's got this lovely crocheted edge, and then this outer edge looks like it's actually needle woven. Yeah, I think some of those loops have been needle woven. And then there's this really fine fly stitch. Oh, it's Jude and Gina here. Are you here, Gina? I called in to my friends yesterday after we went to the beach, and she had some stuff. Oh, cool. I'm on the telly. It'd be real. You'd be able to see better than me, Ash, because I don't have my glasses on. So this is another one. We've got a couple of little holes and tears, but I really like this piece too. I reckon that'd be good in a needle book or... And then one of these, I always like these too. This one's had some, has seen better days, but I really like them with the holes and the tears in them. Then we've got, I love these pieces too. Look at this is all needle woven. I should anchor those back down, those points. These bits in here, I don't know if you're aware, these bars are needle woven. So you'd use 1, 2, how many have they got? 1, 2, 3. So there's 3 bars, and then you weave, like basket weave back and forth all the way up. They're really cool. That's a pretty one, that one. It's got a bit of damage, but lovely, lovely. Imagine the things you can do with bits of that. Here's a nice coloured one. I like coloured ones. They're different. They're, you know, not the ordinary white or ecru colours. So anything coloured I always enjoy. Now these bits I really like too. I've got different ones of these corner inserts that I've gathered over the years. I've got another big one in there actually that a friend gave me just before Christmas. This is beautiful. So these have usually been crocheted to fit into corner inserts of linen, tray cloths or supper cloths or something like that. Usually, this might not be what this is for, but that's usually what they've been done for. And that's a filet crochet pattern, that one. This is another one I believe would probably have been an insert. Lovely cotton. I did, Gina. I didn't. I was very well behaved. I actually told them that you'd be coming to visit, so let them know who you are when you get there. I did leave a lot. I was very well behaved. Actually, they must be nearly due for a new stock round because there wasn't a huge amount of linen out yesterday at all. There wasn't much linen out at all. There was some doilies out the front, but none of the usual linen in the tubs up the back. There was nothing there. So I'd say they've sold out, but when they have their next stock rounds they put out, there should be more out there, I'd say. Yeah, I probably did, Ash. This stuff I'm going through at the moment, Gina, if you missed the beginning, this was all gifted. So isn't that beautiful? It's all woven again, all needle woven. I really like that one. Okay, we're starting to get into some good bits now, I reckon. Here's another. I really like these ones. This isn't as fine as I've seen them, but see the butterflies? I like them. This one's got a bit of damage done to it, so potentially it can be, the butterflies can be harvested, and then I usually use these bits as well. Then look at this. This is incredible. I think this is cotton. It's very delicate, as you can see, because it has quite a few holes and tears. But this actually, that might even be linen. That fabric. And then the rest of it is, I don't know. I could dye the butterflies. I don't often think of that these days. The rest of this lace, I believe, is machine made. And I cannot for the life of me remember what it's called. But it's incredibly delicate. I don't think I've ever seen a piece this large before. I'm wondering if it's come from overseas, you know, like European or something. There's a lot of beautiful stuff that comes out of Europe. Italy, I've seen a lot of beautiful pieces from Italy, vintage pieces. So yeah, I really like that. So I've got to think of something special I could use that one for. Oh, this one. I've got a collection of these little guys. I started collecting them because I thought they were really curious. At first, the first one of these that I came across might have been 12, 18 months ago. It was, I thought someone had just cut out a bit of lace fabric, curtain fabric or something, and stitched lace on. But I've come across more and more and more of this style of doily, so it makes me think that they were produced at one stage. Potentially they might have been the rage in the, I don't know, 40s or 50s or 60s, maybe in a magazine, and people have made them, because all the ones I've got look handmade to me, but they're all the same sort of thing. They're all either oval or round. Don't think I've got any square ones. And this piece of lace with different kinds of lace edge, and they've all been zigzag stitched on with a machine. So I don't know, but I've got a little collection of those type. I think they're quite curious. This is a filet lace crocheted sandwich tray cloth, and I think it's one of the finest ones I've seen. Isn't it beautiful? I've got a small collection of these as well. So I love that one. This next piece is linen. It's all hand stitched. It looks a bit like Mount Mellick to me, the style of embroidery. Or, what's that other one? look at this. I can't get it all on the screen, but it's got these butterflies all the way around. That's a corner one. And then these butterflies, and as you can see, it's all hand stitched. So we've got the blanket stitch all the way around the outside of the wings. We've got these eyelet stitches, and then satin stitch for the body. We've got, is that stem stitch or back stitch? Okay, it might even be a fancy knotted stitch without my glasses on. And then of course we've got this fancy, and I can't remember what this stitch is called, on the edge, on the outer edge. Now this piece, I can't find anything wrong with it. It seems to be all in one piece. You can tell by the back it's all hand stitched as well. I can't see any marks on it. I'd probably give it a good soak though. And it is linen, and it's just stunning, absolutely stunning piece of textile that someone has made. So I'm still going through this little bag of gifts that I was gifted. This is another crocheted piece, and it's another lovely coloured piece. I love these coloured ones. It's a little bit chunky, this one, for this pattern. The thread's a little bit chunky. The only thing I can see with this end medallion's pulled away. I don't think there'd be an issue repairing that if I so wish to do. But the other thing is I could part it out and use the medallions, but I haven't decided yet. I know I parted one out last year, and when I came across it recently, I thought, what did I do that for? Okay, then, and I love these. Any of these crocheted. I was wondering, you thought you were being a bit quiet. Any of these floral, that's the front. These flower ones I love. Now this one, I was going to say, I haven't seen them just detached like this before, but I've just realised it wasn't originally detached. So you can see the green around the outside here, holding it all together. And then I'd say it was started here, because that's, you know, neat and anchored. And then here, I'd say it's come unravelled where it was ended off, and it's managed to unravel all the way back to here. So I'm just got down to 20%, so I'm going to have to speed things up a bit or I'm going to lose my power. So that's another lovely piece that was in the bag. And then another one with the flowers. Might even be the same person that made it, because the flowers are the same design. They're the most simple flowers I've ever seen, to be honest. I've never seen them done that way. They look quite easy. I tried to work out some patterns from other designs that I've got here, and I've really struggled to get the pansy happening. I got frustrated. So this again looks like, I was going to say linen, but I'm not sure now. It's quite an open weave. It almost looks a bit like, no, it's got that slub in it. It has to be linen. It's got some stains on it, and we've got these lovely flowers all the way around it as well. So that's another lovely bit. This is incredibly fine crochet. Beautiful ecru coloured. Look at that. Isn't it gorgeous? By the time I wash that and press it, when I press it, it will open up more. I press it and starch it. It's so fine, this one. I mean, I've seen them much finer, but it's just so pretty. That's the back of it. It's a lovely one. That's all, that looks like it's all in one piece, that one. So I'd like to try and preserve that one. I love these. I think I've only got one other one in this style. Look at that. I can't remember what this lace is called. It's done by hand. She's a bit, oh look, it's just beautiful. There's a few little snaps and holes and things. Some of these have come unanchored. I think it's all there. It's interesting, this lace is so fine. It's just incredibly fine and beautiful. Again, I've seen it much finer, but it's beautiful. But then they've done this embroidery and it's done with quite a chunky thread, which I find intriguing. Look at this, isn't that gorgeous? It's been repaired. They do, hey Ash. I can't remember the name of this lace. Like I said, I've got another piece. See here that you do the needle weaving. I think you use one of those, you know those flower wheels, Ash, that you twist and the spikes come out? I think you use one of those to do the foundation rondel thingies. I've got to look into it again. I can't remember. Okay, another lovely, stunning linen piece coming up. Look at this filet lace, crocheted lace all the way around it. A little hole there. There's a few little holes, but it's just beautiful. It's a stunning piece. And it is really long. It's like, it's over 1 metre long. It's just that wide. That's how wide it is. It's got some holes in the linen, but I think the crochet is all intact. It's just stunning. I'm just checking the, so that's the front. Look at that. Isn't it amazing? So there's a bit of weight in that. My goodness. I marvel at the people that have spent all that time crocheting these items. Okay, another, this one I think is much more modern just because of the style of the lace, but again, I'm just trying to work out if this is cotton or linen. It feels like cotton, looks more like a fine linen, but I think it might be cotton. It's got all this beautiful embroidery. Is that the front or the back? That looks more like the front. It's very white, this too, which is another reason I think it might be more modern. It's been cut there. It's pulling away from the edge. Yeah, that looks a lot more like cotton, doesn't it? It's got this beautiful lace. This again is another one of those machine laces, like that one I showed back, that beautiful big piece back there. But this again is another long, narrow one. I haven't seen pieces this shape before. I'm wondering if they were for mantle pieces maybe? Or, let me just see. Yeah, that's over 1 metre again, that one. Maybe 1.10 m, 1.15 m maybe. About the same size as that one. So that's lovely. I don't think they're shelf. The ones I've seen for shelves are different to that. So I'm wondering if maybe it's for a mantelpiece. Another beautiful, this is linen, and it's got this beautiful crocheted medallion set in it. Look how it's been stitched in. Isn't it amazing? And then this beautiful little crocheted lace edge around it. And it's just this little, it's beautiful. Look at all the spots on it. It's foxing really, all the little yellow stains on it. I look at that and I think it looks so simple, but there's so much work that's gone into that. Just probably a scrap piece of linen. This is an older piece. It's certainly not modern. And someone sat there and made that. Now these two pieces are amazing. This is I think this is a linen voile. I don't think it's cotton. I don't know now. It's quite stiff. It needs a good press. And then it's got these beautiful, this is all done by hand, this lace detailing, the pulled thread work. And then this is actually a needle woven lace, like a torchon lace. It's quite fine. I'm not sure if it's a machine made one or a handmade one. I don't know, the weave's a bit open, which makes me think it might be a handmade one. I don't know, it's hard to tell. It's hard for me to tell anyway. So there's two of them. This next one's stunning. Again, another linen piece. And this has, look at the lace on it. This is tattered. Isn't it exquisite? I've never come across a tattered edge like that. I think I've seen them. I've seen photos and videos of some similar, but I've never come across one. So that is stunning. I'm pretty sure it's all in one piece. It's got stains on it, which is fine. Look at that. It's like almost like a watermark, which I quite like. I'm a bit hesitant to soak that and get rid of that because I like that. That is beautiful. That feels quite aged, that fabric. It's an older linen. It's beautiful quality. Okay, next, is this the last piece? This is the last piece. Another linen. This is a heavier linen, and it is amazing. So we've got, this is all hand embroidered. It's quite a chunkier thread, this one. And this almost looks like Mount Melick again, the way this has been stitched. I don't think it is. And then there's all this pulled and withdrawn thread work done all the way around it. And then look at this lace. Now this lace is quite stiff and rigid and makes me think it could be linen, but it might just be that it's been heavily starched, because this is definitely starched, this linen. And I've got to keep reminding myself that starching was not done the way I do it. I've mixed it up. I've got a box of vintage starch from the 50s that I mix up in a spray bottle, and I add a couple of things to it, essential oil and some dishwashing liquid to break the oil barrier and all that sort of stuff. So I keep forgetting that I think at Uncle Brett's, Auntie Jen showed me a few things and I can't remember what was there. And there was a lot of other stuff she didn't show me, Ash. So yeah, this is all done by hand. These amazing, this, you know, it's all hand turned. All this, a beautiful Italian hem stitching. These joins are really solid, but this lace is just incredible. It's damaged. It's damaged all the way around in different spots. See here. But it's absolutely amazing. That is another one of those needle woven, you know, woven laces, like a torchon lace or a, and again, I don't know if this is a machine made one or a handmade one. I'd probably say, I want to say machine made, I don't know, but amazing. So those pieces were all gifted to me, which every time she, when she gives them to me, I don't open them because I don't open them until I get home because I get so emotional. It's ridiculous. Okay, before I run out of power, I just wanted to quickly show you, if I could. I've still been working on my needle books. I've got a few on the go again, and again, I haven't got much done because I've just been flat chat, either trying to get well or get these orders done from before Christmas, get packed and sent out. But I did buy Willow, I apologise, Willow bought me some vintage fabrics from L'ucello for Christmas, L'ucello in Melbourne. And the poor thing's a bit squished. L'ucello, L'ucello.com.au in Australia. So yes, this is from Willow, and they're all vintage French and Japanese textiles. I think she said there may be some English ones as well, but it's mainly French and Japanese. So I was going to quickly run through these. Some of these are just stunning fabrics. So I've never bought anything from this place before, but Willow got me this for Christmas. And yeah, I thought I'd just quickly show you. It's okay, sweetheart, I wasn't calling you, I'm sorry. This is a Japanese silk. This one, I'm not sure. This one looks a bit more modern to me, I don't know. But she says they're all, I'm pretty sure she said they're all vintage. This is almost like an upholstery, that one. This is another Japanese silk, beautiful. Another Japanese silk, look at that. So I wonder, some of these may have come from kimonos or, you know, things like that that have been cut up. That's another Japanese silk. This one to me feels a bit more modern too. This one, I've actually got a bit more similar to this that I got from Sue, I think. This is lovely, look at that. This one I thought would make a nice little, imagine that as a little needle book. That's a bit cute, isn't it? Oh, don't worry, I've been through all of them thinking, what can I do, what can I use as a needle book? This one feels a bit more modern too. It just feels like a more modern cotton, that's all. Beautiful fabrics. This floral one looks like it's got wattle in there, or mimosa I think it's called in Japan. That's not a Japanese one, I don't think. This is a beautiful fabric. It's a heavier weight. I've got to speed up a bit, I'm going to lose power. This beautiful. This one. This is a lovely, this feels like linen, that one. Bit of, is it toile? Is that how it's pronounced? I never get it correct. This is a lovely, like a ticking. This one feels like a linen as well. Okay, this one, look at that. The colours in that are quite pretty. This one's pretty, look at that. I like that. I just noticed the birds down there. That's another pretty one. Another, this feels quite old, this piece. That's doubled over. Another ticking. I like that. That one reminds me of French General. That one's a heavier, like an upholstery fabric, but it's lovely. Beautiful colour. This feels like silk.
Can you come in, please?
I think that was my phone saying I've got 10% left. I love that. I've actually been playing around as to whether I can make a little needle book out of that, because I like that, and it'd be like that on the back if I use that. This is pretty. They're all pretty, but look at that one. That's another one that reminds me of French General. That one's pretty. They're all lovely. Some of these are similar to bits I got from Nairi too. This is another Japanese silk. I'm just trying to work out the front and the back. Another Japanese silk. This one is, can you see that gold flash in it? Isn't that beautiful? It's woven. I thought that might make a nice needle book as well. You hear my neighbours swearing. I apologise for that. This is another Japanese silk. This is a really interesting texture, this one. Beautiful fabric. I like that. This is lovely. They're all lovely. That one feels more modern too. This one's really cool. It's almost, it's woven, but it's double-sided. Look at that. That feels like a linen blend, that one. That's beautiful, that. Look at that. The colours are just gorgeous, wouldn't that? That might make a nice needle book too. I wonder if I could sort of, looks like I've already fiddled with this, so maybe go like that, and then, that's not a bad shape, is it? There's a needle book. This is gorgeous, look at that. Oh, another ticking. Is that what they're called with the stripes like that? Are they all called ticking, or are they just stripes? I don't know. I'll have to look up that. Look up that. Oh my goodness. This has got a fold, so I'm assuming I was playing with this for another needle book. See that? I couldn't handle that because the flowers look upside down to me. I'd have to do it. See, that would be the front for me, and that would be the back. So I don't know if I'd utilise that as a needle book. I'd have to play around. Okay, there's some here folded, so I must have already been playing with them. So this, I think I was thinking this would make a lovely needle book. And look at that, I got it back to front? No. So that one could make a lovely little needle book, I think. This one is folded, so I must have been playing with it for a needle book. This one. So how cool is that? It's a bit out of proportion, this one. I've tucked it in because it's not quite... I need to play around with that one a bit more. That'd be the back. This one, look at this one. That's a lovely little... That'd make a lovely little needle book. And then this one. That looks like they're upside down again, doesn't it? That's that other one we had. Now, I did actually pull a piece and I've started a needle book. And this is it. So this was in that L'ucello kit. It was a little bit, I didn't quite like the proportions. I should have left it because since I've added the lace, it's thrown the proportions out again. But you can see it's still got its basting stitches in it. Now I basted this piece of vintage wool. Now this is almost like doctor's flannel this, it's not blanketing. I've had this piece for years. I've only got a tiny bit left. Can't remember for the life of me where I got it from. And then I've stitched a piece of this linen. Now this is a piece of linen that was cut off a, you know, when you get the pre-stamped linen embroideries, the vintage ones, and then you embroider your embroidery and then you cut off the excess and do a crocheted edge and that. This is a bit of that excess linen that was cut off. And I've even done a bias hem to keep it all nice and neat. Don't look further. I did it all a bit backwards, so I often do that with these because I think of things as I'm going along. I then, after I'd put all this together, I decided to attach this, what's it called? Lace, tattered lace. So that's a handmade tattered lace that I've attached there. And then, as you can see, I've also inserted some reclaimed crocheted edge. That was from a doily that was damaged, full of holes, so I kept that. It actually had a tear here. I don't know, you can see I've folded the torn bit down in there and tried to hide it. And I'll come back and do some invisible stitches to just stitch that down to make it less noticeable that there's actually a join there. So at the moment, I'm currently just doing my blanket stitch around to hold it all together and incorporate this crocheted edge. So that's one of the pieces out of that L'ucello kit. And I haven't brought out the other needle books I'm working on because I thought they were in this bag and they're not. So I think that's about it for now, guys. I mainly just wanted to show you, oh, I forgot I bought a little crochet hook yesterday. I think it was about 50 cents. I keep losing these guys. I've been repairing some of the linens and these little hooks come in really handy for doing that. So I'm just folding back up this Christmas gift from Willow and putting it back in. I should have kept this paper bag before it got all crunched up because it's so pretty from L'ucello. Look at that. It's got all these vintage designs on it and then a map on the back. But I've had it in my sewing bag and it just ended up getting a bit crunched, unfortunately, along with the postcard that they sent. So that's about it, I think. Like I said, thank you. I just wanted to show you this stuff I was gifted yesterday, which is just absolutely stunning. I thought some of you might have appreciated to see that, seen that. And And thank you once again for joining me. I'm going to go. I'm going to try not to prattle on like I normally do because my battery's flat. I've just noticed this poor stand, it's all been held together with gaffer tape. And because it's been so hot, the gaffer tape's melting, all the sticky bits are melting, and the stand's all falling apart. But anyway, I've got to get done at home in the next couple of weeks. I've got a lot of work to do. I've got to get all this stuff sorted again, all the linens into some sort of order. At the moment, I've just got piles and piles and piles again where I've gone looking for pieces to put in parcels. So I need to sort all that out, tidy all that up, continue looking after Willow and trying to get her well again. She's not actually sick. She's got an injury that I've started to treat again, and yeah, it's taken a lot of work to care for her properly at the moment, which is okay, but thankfully I've gotten the medication and dressings and everything she needs, which is great. Got all that yesterday. So between looking after her, going to all of my appointments that I found out I have to attend yesterday, I'm still having dental work done as well, by the way. I had more work done on Tuesday, and the work I'm getting done really knocks me around. On Tuesday I had 3 fillings done, and I walked away with my right side of my face all swollen again. It never used to do that. It's only the last 2 or 3 visits that's been happening, and I have a huge bruise on my jaw, and where that bruise is it's right down below my chin, like right on that lower jaw area. Where that bruise is, I've been getting this really weird, not quite stabbing pains, but sort of stabbing pains in there. So that's been challenging. I'm hoping it's just part of the healing process. One of the fillings I had done just before Christmas had fallen out, so that had to be redone, which was a bit traumatic. The lignocaine wasn't working in that spot, so that was a bit rough. And yeah, so that was Tuesday. Wednesday, yesterday, I had a very extended appointment with my GP to discuss the episodes I had over Christmas that knocked me out for nearly 4 weeks, 3.5, 4 weeks. As a result of that, he thinks he knows what it is, despite the hospital. The hospital did so many tests, it was crazy. I was very grateful for what they did. But they all pretty well came back negative, except it kept showing up that I had this. Apparently my test kept giving false negatives or something like that. So they were quite confused as to whether I actually have an infection or not. They still don't know. The blood cultures said yes, then they said no, then they said yes, so yeah, still don't know. I'm still getting fevers on and off that they can't really explain, which, obviously would be due to the infection, but they still don't know if there is an infection, what it is, anyway, it's all a bit, even the doctors are confused. So, however, between all of that, the symptoms I had, the scary things like my speech loss, the speech impediment, the paralysation bits on the left side, all that sort of stuff that I was convinced was a stroke, was not a stroke. But I'm still being referred to the stroke clinic to absolutely and positively rule that out. They've done CTs, they've done all the bloods, nothing's shown up. I've got a referral for an MRI. I've got to go and see a vascular specialist. I've got a referral to see him. That's the next step. There's a few other tests I've got to get done. Then I've got to go back to the GP and see what those results say. I also had a pap smear done yesterday, so that was lovely. Yeah, go back. We're hoping these next lot of tests I'm having done, we're hoping that it's going to show some results. My doctor thinks he knows what's causing these episodes. All my symptoms, every single symptom fits into this diagnosis. It all just fits so well, it's crazy. So, many people would probably say, oh, we hope that there are no results. I hope there are results, because all the illnesses I've had over the years, everything I've been through, all the trauma and the testing and every other thing, when I finally got a diagnosis for my pituitary tumour, yeah, it's feral up here, Ash. That's my second bottle today. When I finally got the diagnosis for the pituitary tumour, it was such a relief to know that it wasn't all me imagining it. So I know my body's not right at the moment. I know something's going on. And the fact that all the last lot of tests came back clear, you go through that whole, am I imagining it again, sort of scenario. So what my doctor and I are hoping that these results will come back with the answers, that it is what he thinks it is. So, and if it is, that's great if it is, because then we know what it is and we can start to treat it and manage it, which is really good. That's what we want. So anyway, I think that's it. I've bored you guys enough. I've got a handful, 4, maybe 5 parcels I've got to finish up. One poor lady, one of her bits of her order slid down behind my cabinet. I saw it starting to go and I went to grab it and missed it. It slid down behind the cabinet. Got to empty the whole cabinet out to get that part of her order out so I can mail it to her. I was so annoyed with myself. I don't even know why I put it up on the cabinet like that. I'm just struggling for space at the moment. So I've had to apologise to her that it's delayed a bit longer. I've got to change a couple of items around for another lady. I've got 2 bigger orders that I've got to make sure I've got everything, because they go back quite a fair way. Oh, and one poor lady, I wrapped up her parcel. I had these 2 great big shopping bags. I have those great big bags from Coles with the cockatoos and the lamingtons and all that sort of stuff on them. And I filled 2 of them to the brim with parcels this morning to take to the post office. When I got down there, I'm thinking, I thought I had another one. I don't know where it. I must be imagining it. When I got home, it's sitting just inside my door. It had fallen out of the bag on the way out. So I haven't posted that one either. So some poor people have been so incredibly patient with me. I've actually sent a parcel away too that hasn't been paid for. I didn't mean to send it. I'd wrapped it up ready to go and ended up posting it today without realising. So anyway, I suppose that'll happen because I'm not paying attention. So obviously I'm just packing things up as I'm sitting here chatting to you all. Oh, no, I won't show you now. I was going to show you some bits. Yeah, let's do it. We might have enough time. I've pulled some bits to put in this one already. Don't know if they're all going to go in. Don't know if it will work. Don't know. But let's have a look. I've just got a bit of thread tangled up there. So I've got, this is a bit of that linen that was cut off that tablecloth, that vintage bit. I've got, where are we? Got some doctor's flannel that might go in it. That one's covered in bloody dog hair. What is it at the moment? Don't know if this will go in. Again, I was going to put this in another one I'm working on, but it's got too full. If this goes in here, it'll have to be chopped a bit, and I don't really want to chop it. So I've got that anyway. I've pulled this one that might go in it. It's a woven, very pretty little delicate thing. This is a piece of linen that came in a kit from Beck. I think that came in a kit to make the pinch bowls. I bought a couple off for a while ago just for some fabrics that were in them that I wanted to put in another needle book. So this linen was in one of those kits, and I quite like it. So I might put some of that in maybe. It's another bit of doctor's flannel, just some scrappy bits I've had. This has been harvested previously for other projects. I don't know whether to use some of this or not. I'm in an R-in. This is, oh no, it's not the bit of linen. This is the linen I would have preferred to use on the front here, that I normally use, but I decided to use that instead. I've got some of these little micro sequins that I've put in projects before, so I don't know whether I'll put some of this in this book. I don't know. You know, it could even go in as a page potentially. This is a bit of reclaimed vintage cotton off an old cushion cover from the 50s. And I've just got this little bit, so I keep pulling that out every now and then thinking that might go in a project. Here's a tiny little bit of, it's got little bits of cotton all over it. Tiny little bit of hand-dyed wool I've had for years and years and years. Now, this is some bits I've pulled for this so far. Let's see. Again, I don't know if this will go in or not, but I've folded these edges over because I don't want those bits peeking out the top and bottom of this needle book. And then I'm thinking about maybe one of these little crocheted sandwich tray cloths. I've got a lovely piece of this pink and cocoa wool blanketing. Now this pink in daylight almost looks neon. A handbag, oh, it's a lot of work. And then I've pulled this is stunning, I think. This sandwich tray cloth, I've folded it in half. Now this flap here is because if it's just in half, it sticks out either side of the book, and I don't want that. So I'll often use, you know, put that down the center and then use that as a launching pad for another page. I could stitch on some vintage puffs or something. Now this bit is really interesting. I don't know if you can see, the embroidery is stunning. It's all hand embroidered. It's absolutely stunning. But this side has these holes in it. Now, initially I thought of leaving it, but then I thought I've got this piece of vintage linen again. And again, you can see it's an offcut. You can just see it. It says pure linen down there. So this is an offcut off one recently. And I was thinking about using it to, it's not the same colour, but patch it up. Don't know, that's an option. Anyway, they're the bits I'm thinking so far that might go in this little needle book. That's all screwed up now. What I was thinking though, it was using maybe this as the center. It's not evenly folded, but I'm sure you get the gist. So that's where I'm at so far with that one. Again, not entirely sure how it's going to fall together. You like the difference? Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking too, Ash. You know, there's obviously holes there. So I thought maybe it should be quite obvious that it's been repaired. Yeah, I like it. It's growing on me more and more. This page here, I haven't decided yet what to put on it. I do like, as I said, to put vintage puffs, Suffolk puffs on there. But the reason I'm hesitating is because this is such a tiny little book. That wool needs to be trimmed. By the time I put puffs on there, it's just going to make it that much more thicker. It's not a bad weight as it is there at the moment. And actually, to come out that far balances that size a bit more. Now I'm wondering whether I need to unpick this and move that out just that far to balance the width a bit better. Anyway, that's where I'm at with that. And I've said it how many times now? I've got to go, guys, because seriously, I've literally only got, what, 3% left, so she's just going to die any second now. Thank you again for joining me. I hope you enjoyed my little, I don't know what you'd call it, show and tell, and my ramblings. I've said it before, I'm always surprised that you guys sit there and listen to me prattle on and on and on. The amount of times I've said I'm not going to keep doing these videos because they must be so boring. I have so many people say, don't stop, I really enjoy them. So thank you. I too appreciate each and every one of you very much. I've just packed all that up while I've been speaking to you, and that was silly because I need a photograph to put on the launch page when I post this, and I'll have to pull stuff out again now to photograph. But anyway, I'm going to go. I've got to go. Thank you again so very much. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'm more than happy to answer almost anything as long as they're sensible. I haven't had any silly people yet, thank goodness. Thanks, Ash. Ashley's just saying it sounds like story time that she doesn't feel guilty about falling to sleep to when I'm prattling on. I don't know, I don't think they do. I think I've said it before, all these comments, I think they disappear when I go to post it again. So that gets a bit frustrating because when people go back and watch it, they don't know what I'm referring to when I'm responding to the comments. Sitting here now too for this, what, hour and a bit, my legs are really starting to ache again, which is what I have to keep watching out for. I've only just noticed it's happening. It lasted a lot longer than I thought I would, which is good. But when they get to this point, it's almost like a downward spiral that I no longer got control over. But anyway, hopefully the next video, I might be able to update you a bit on the results. Because I'm not going to have time to get back on anytime soon, I don't think. I've got all this work that I have to get done. So I'm going to go. Thank you all again so very, very much. If you're still... Oh, okay, Ash. Ash is saying there should be a replay of the live chat once it's been uploaded. I didn't see all that, sorry. I'm thinking of a million things at once at the moment. If you're still on, Gina, thank you very much for yesterday. That was awesome. I hope we can do it again soon. And make sure you let Chris know that who you are, that I'm the person that you're the person that I told them was going to call in when you get there. I'm confusing myself now. Anyway, again, I've got to go. I do it every time. These goodbyes drag on and on and on and on. But thank you again so very much, and I'll see you all next time.